Do 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 da 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 da. Welcome to How Hard Could It Be, where I make a YouTube video and then tell you some of the challenges with how hard it was to make. I'm your resident creator. For now, you can call me HHCIB. You know, sometimes I wonder if there are critics out there who are reviewing some movies incorrectly, or at least not cutting them enough slack. You see it all the time in blockbuster movies where they're claimed to be shallow, hollow, too many plot holes, bad writing, or whatever. But what if we added a new standard to how we rate movies? Not just on the overall experience, but on some of those special scenes and how they hold up on their own. One thing I really enjoy in movies are what I like to call cost of admission moments. I can walk away from even a somewhat bad overall experience with a positive outlook if there is just one or two great cost of admission moments. Like with that 2014 Godzilla movie. I honestly understand why this doesn't get talked about too much. I mean, we should be in the theater for the whole movie. The whole movie should lead into a positive experience. However, I completely get when a movie isn't necessarily going for that type of experience. Movies, like any sort of media, have different varieties of artistic merits. I wouldn't judge a video game soundtrack in the same way I'd critique Beethoven or how I'd critique a metal album. So what is a cost of admission moment? What does that entail? Well, let's look at some of my favorite examples and go through what I think is amazing about each one. And since I brought it up before, let's talk Godzilla. Godzilla is honestly a slog of a movie. They throw our titular character into the background for almost the entire movie. There's even a scuffle we only see in the background or on a screen, and honestly, that's a goddamn shame. I went into a Godzilla movie to see mother-crushing Godzilla, not this guy. But then things start to ramp up towards the end, and we see the halo jump, which by itself is a cool cost of admission moment. Here it is. Hear how the music ramps up, the chorus wails as the scope and scale of this creature is truly revealed to us. Seeing this in theaters was breathtaking. Once they're on the ground and the fight really starts to ramp up, we get to the moment that made me say, this was worth it. Holy shit, goosebumps. The sound, the visual, the photography, the pure art displayed before you is just astonishing. In only a couple seconds, they give us a truly amazing moments and one of my favorites in all of Godzilla. Seeing it again just reminds me that I really need to catch a screening of King of Monsters before it leaves theaters. This one moment by itself. This was the first scene that I've watched that truly hit me with that feeling of one scene, one moment could make a whole movie worth watching. Since then, I've found myself enjoying many other scenes similar to this in media, so let's take a look at a few more of my favorites. When a movie makes you feel what it wants you to feel, and you feel it that intensely, I think that is a cost of admission moment. Even bad movies can have some pretty awesome cost of admission moments. Let's take that kind of bad Robocop movie as an example. Now, we all know that the original Robocop was just amazing, but the new one does have one scene that made it all worthwhile for me. It's this one.
Show me.
Kim?
No. Holy Christ. Holy Christ. Holy Christ, there's nothing left.
Your body may have gone, but you're still here.
It's not even my brain.
We had to repair the damaged areas, but we didn't interfere with your emotion or your intellect. You understand me, Alex? You're in control.
I'm in control.
Yes.
Okay. If I'm in control, then I want to die. Just unplug whatever it is keeping me alive and end this nightmare.
Now say I did that, which is a doctor would almost be impossible for me, but say I did. What do I say to your wife? What does she say to your son?
That it didn't work. That you tried. Something went wrong. You did everything you could, but I died.
So after all they've been through, all the pain, all their hope restored, we just ripped that away. Your wife loves you, Alex. She signed the consent forms herself. Otherwise, you couldn't have undergone the procedure.
It's so impactful as he's shown what's left of him for the first time. You can really feel for this guy. See just how much he's lost. There's so little left. You can see the trauma in his face. The effects here are simply phenomenal. And his reaction is also just heartbreaking. Kill me. Pull the plug. He tries to rationalize as much as possible, and you get a lot of face shots as he cries, witnessing what's left of him. This is something that was really not quite possible in the original Robocop. Not like this. And it's just an amazing scene. This one scene was worth the entire movie being made to me. Cost of admission moments, everyone. These aren't something to replace the current method of rating movies on a numbered scale, only something that can accentuate and improve it by saying upfront, hey, this movie has 3 cost of admission moments, or this whole movie is a cost of admission moment. Spider-Verse! A viewer can get a better gauge of how they're going to enjoy the movie. How many times will you be wowed, be made to feel something intense, or simply be left breathless? Now that I've detailed this out, let me know what some of your favorite cost of admission moments are in the comments section while I go through how hard this was to make. Getting footage? I'll admit, I wielded a bit of eye patch for my Iron Man video. I do own the movie, but I was completely foreign on the concept of ripping. From then on, however, I've been trying to do things as legit as possible, which means using movies I own or have access to. So I tried to see if using Handbrake was an option, but they don't agree with ripping DRM. Fair enough. So I downloaded another program, WinX DVD Ripper Platinum Gold, whatever fucking thing, for free. I can use it to cut out 5-minute segments of movies, so that's what I did. Honestly, it's a perfect use for what I needed. I'll probably wind up paying for the program for some more flexibility because I think I like using this one. Getting footage from The Last Jedi, on the other hand, well, I had to do things differently. Had to go through Voodoo to get the movie downloaded, view it, and record it with OBS because I don't have a DVD, only the Blu-ray. I cursed my past self for not believing I need a DVD. I did do a lot more asset design myself on this project, whether it be my cost of admission HHCIB battle standard, the plot holes, or whatever else. A little time in Paint 3D is all I needed. Eventually I may start using GIMP for some stuff, but honestly it's just easier with Paint 3D right now. I don't have a lot of time to learn new tool sets. Maybe if I take a week off from doing overtime constantly. If you're watching this version of this video, this screen is why. I originally wanted to use one major clip from The Last Jedi and a few clips from Spider-Man 3. Unfortunately, Disney and Sony had other ideas. Even though I used less than a tenth of each movie in a 20-odd minute video, they saw fit to block it entirely in all countries. So this is the abridged version. Thankfully, the people behind Robocop were more lenient and only demonetized the video that I wasn't going to monetize in the first place. And the Godzilla guys, they didn't even touch it. Thank you. With that out of the way, do me a favor and like, subscribe, send your mentor to the afterlife, stare at your own guts, hate sand, vomit plasma, and have a good week.